Hi guys, I'm back filming another video. You might notice again, I don't have the fairy lights because they keep falling down and I can't be bothered to put them back up. And I'm looking very young at the moment because I trimmed my facial hair the other day, and yeah, I've lost several years off my face. But yeah, this is just a quick video. I'm actually waiting for another one to upload. This is about what to do when things don't exactly go to plan. So when I was a lot younger, I used to always plan things. I would have, not lists necessarily, but just like documents, like on Google Docs or on Word or on my phone, like notes about like what I wanted to do, like where I saw myself in a couple of years, like what I wanted to do at each sort of stage. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that, in school we have kind of defined stages. After this year, you're going to go to this school, and you're going to go to secondary school, and you'll do these exams, and then you'll go to A levels, and then you go to uni, and what have you. And the thing is, with adult life, we don't really have such, typical milestones that are things that a lot of people can do, and things that everybody does at the same time in the same stage. But it's really hard to kind of uncouple your mind from those sorts of concepts. So a lot of the time, these things would manifest themselves in ways like me thinking, okay, so once I have, this full-time job in this sort of field in this city, and I'm renting my own apartment, like all to myself, and I've got a gym membership, and I'm in a relationship, and there are these things that would combine together that would make me feel like, this is how to be a together individual, together like a proper grown-up. And that's something that's really hard to get away from. I still struggle with that now. Recently, if you've seen some of my other videos, I, at the moment, am not currently in employment, which kind of scuppered some of my plans, because I was planning, after a few months, to move into an apartment all by myself. I had everything figured out. I knew where I was going to live. I'd started saving. There was this rent subsidy I was going to apply for. So everything was in hand, or so I thought, until I got thrown this curveball, and I had to kind of reconsider and rethink about absolutely everything. And I've said this before. The thing is, being disappointed and being upset isn't the main thing. It's how you deal with disappointment and how you deal with when things don't go to plan. So I am not exactly, everywhere I want to be right now. I don't have everything figured out, but I'm kind of okay with myself, because I know that over the years I have improved my coping mechanisms and how I deal with disappointment. And it's like a lot of things have happened to me since I moved here last June. Again, separate videos, separate story times, but so many things have happened where I know a previous me, a me who was less sure of himself, a me who was younger, a me who was, less certain and more insecure, might have dealt worse with those situations. So I can take solace in the fact that so many things have happened to me that in the past would have broken me, but actually now I kind of look at them and, I grow from it and I learn, as, the famous Tyra Banks meme says. So yeah, this is just a very short video. All you can do really is look at situations as they are. If you're kind of feeling similar feelings to previous situations, take solace in the fact that maybe now you're dealing with things differently, and things happen, and they're an opportunity to grow and to learn from things and to change your outlook, and definitely help put things into perspective. I know that's something I've dealt with, and that's something I'm dealing with now. A lot of things have been put into perspective, and in fact it's made me think about what my aims were, with moving here, and with, in general, wanting to change my life, and the culture I'm living in and the experiences. So really for me, like, losing that job has actually really helped put things into focus and helped me become a bit more aware of what I want to do and where I'm working towards. But at the same time, there's a frustration there, because there were certain material things that I was working towards that now at the moment aren't currently possible, and my timeline has kind of shifted further into the future. That's just something I have to deal with. That's something I have to work with. And as with every disappointment, learn from it. Think about it in its own way, in its own merit, in isolation, not connected with other events. And don't let kind of temporary situations shake the foundation of who you are, because that is something that should never change. That should be completely unmovable. And I know that, but obviously there are moments where I'm thinking about a lot of things, I'm reconsidering things, and maybe I'm considering making decisions that aren't necessarily in line with the things that I want and the things that I know to be correct in myself. But sometimes you have to just give yourself a bit of a firm talking to, and remember what your priorities are, and that is how I deal with disappointment. But yeah, this is an extremely short video. Not the most fun of topics, but I think it's a really important thing, and it's more for me to kind of tell myself, but also like other people, whatever is happening in your life, maybe it's not going to plan, or there's certain things that haven't turned out the way you wanted them to at the time you wanted them to, when you thought it was right for you. But if it was right for you and the time was right, it would have happened. And this isn't me being mystical, it's just me saying like the facts. Things happen and things don't happen, so there's no point thinking about this should have happened this way or this shouldn't have happened that way, because it happened. Like I say. And all we can do is take that disappointment, take these occurrences and build on them, learn from them, and try and make something positive from it. So yeah, that's all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get more videos, and you can support me on Patreon. It's patreon.com/RockyTYT to get exclusive access to content like videos and some recordings and some stuff that I've written that you won't be able to see anywhere else. So yeah, see you next time, guys. Ciao.